Hey, what's up, y'all? So I was just watching this video on TikTok, and it was just saying, like, God puts a desire in your heart to make it happen in your life. So if there's something that you want to desire, that you desire in your life, don't worry, because He's literally helping you and guiding you and stuff like that to get to that place. I spent like a long time, like, kind of like saying, like, oh, like, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Like, is it enough that I'm putting in this action and stuff like that? And even throughout me kind of like doubting and stuff like that, and just kind of like, being anxious here and there, and kind of just like wondering, like, am I doing enough? Like, I need to be doing more and more and more. And that was like a hard period for my life. And so I guess even in that hardest period, because I've never been like through a hard period like that, like God really stripped me of like everything and everything like that. And so even through that hard period in my life, God still showed me, like, hey, like, look at these results that you're having, and you're worrying for nothing. So it was just kind of good to kind of just go through that and see, like, even though I was going through a really hard time in my life, God literally provided. Like, for so many years, I wanted like this specific thing, like I wanted a clear business plan, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have like a clear business plan. I can't come up with one. I'm not sure what to focus on, whatever. And then boom, a hard period in my life enters where, like, I stopped a relationship, or God stopped it. I was like kind of anxious, had switched jobs and stuff. Like, it was like a lot, like the common things that we go through. But I just felt like, for me, like we all do, like it just hit me hard. But it was like the intensity was really like high, and yet it's actually when I have the most clarity, even more than the moments in my life previously where I always said, oh, like, I have the most clarity, like, I've never been so clear. That was nothing compared to what Jesus has done in my life. And so, like, it just was really good to know that, like, God will make something out of the most difficult things, seasons and stuff that you go through. So going back to the original point that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, just believe, because it's true. Whether or not you believe that it is true that God will help you achieve the desires of your heart, because He wants that for you, and that's why He gave it to you. I think that, like, the word desire means of God. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. I think I saw it once. But God gave you that desire in your heart for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're wondering whether or not that desire in your heart is from God, and you're wondering, like, if it's like a selfish ambition or whatever, if it's something that you wake up every day thinking about, and it's something that, like, you usually can't stop thinking about, like, you feel like you really want to get there, you want to achieve or have it, or you want to, like, live in that already, that's usually from God, because it's not fleeting. And if God's pressing that on you, then that means that God wants it for you. You know what I mean? So anyways, if God gave you desire in your heart, trust that you will get there, because God is perfect. God is King. And so whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life, whatever it is that you're trying to kind of, the desires of your heart and stuff, you want to achieve those things, just know that God also wants you to have that. You know what I mean? Like, so really trust in that, like, this weekend and going into this new week and stuff, or whenever you're watching this, just know that God is literally with you, and He wants you to have these things that He's placed in your heart. There's nothing that you can do, no mental thing, nothing, no self-sabotaging, no situations, circumstances, people, not even the enemy himself can stop what God wants to do in your life. And I think there's so much peace when you understand that, when, like, you finally, like, realize, like, hey, really, honestly, like, even if I get in my own way, God is still going to find some way, because He's perfect. He already knew how these things were going to happen. He knew, like, the times that you were going to mess up. He factored in all these things that He knew was going to happen in your life. And yet, when it came down to it, God also knew and knows that, okay, for this person, this is going to happen because I want this for them. And then you were born, and then eventually in your life, you had a specific desire, and God gave it to you. And here you are watching this video, confirmation. I don't like being those people that, like, kind of say, like, oh, if you're watching this, then this is confirmation for you. You're gonna have, but I'm pretty sure, like, if you're watching this, God is perfect, right? And so like he knows what he's doing, and he knows he's very intentional. So if you're watching this, then take it as a sign if you want, like if you're going through it and stuff, like take it as a sign that God really does love you so much that he will not fail you at the desires that he's placed in your heart. And so if there's anything in your life that's happening that you feel like, oh my gosh, this is getting in the way, this is getting in the way of like me achieving this, or getting in the way of me having this thing in my life, it's not. If anything, it's actually making you stronger, so that when you have that thing accomplished, when it actually comes into your life, God used those difficult moments and periods in your life to prepare you for when he does actually give it to you. So it's not that you're going through something hard because you're not going to get it, or because it's trying to stop you. You're going through something hard because it's something that's going to prepare you to get it, because it's going to come, because it's inevitable, because God placed that desire in your heart. Does that make sense? And so like just chill and relax, because what always comes to mind to me is like in the Bible, when Jesus was like resting in the boat, and he was like laying down, and he was just kind of like I think when he was like with the fishermen, and he was just laying down, there was like a storm around them, he was just laying down in the boat, he was relaxed because he knew that everything would be fine. Like in a storm, Jesus Christ, King of Kings, our God, knew that everything was going to be fine. Meanwhile, everyone else was like panicking and not sure what was going to happen. God knew that it was going to be fine. So just trust in God, because God really never fails, like ever. And that's like, to me, it's just awesome. It brings joy to my heart to know that we serve a God. We wake up every day to remember our God, Jesus, King of Kings, Jehovah, Father of heaven. That we wake up every single day being able to serve a God that literally keeps his promises. Like he keeps them. Like when he gives you desire of your heart, he keeps that. You know what I mean? So just relax, and like, obviously like whenever you're going through something hard, like it can be like a little difficult, right? Like you get emotions and stuff like that, but like there's nothing that can stop that peace from being within you when you know that God is literally in control of things. You know what I mean? Because whenever like you're like having emotions and stuff like that are like challenging or whatever, or you're having like difficult thoughts or whatever it is, it can be because it's just like you thinking like that's not going to work out or whatever. But even if you're thinking that, something is still true. No matter what you're thinking or feeling, you cannot take this one truth away, that Jesus Christ never fails in his promises and in what he said about you. You just can't take it away. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You cannot take that truth away. You can't do it. Because at the end of the day, no matter what's happening, God is in control, and God is still always going to be God. You can have any thoughts or any emotions or feelings or perceptions about anything, yet God will always remain the truth. He'll always be the truth. But I just got home from work. It's Friday. I'm going to go to the gym after I eat something if I have time. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video, and just give me some comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say.